Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Daily Fantasy Dodgers podcast, the all-inclusive podcast where we talk all things fantasy sports to help give you an edge. Back here today, breaking down this Monday, eight or nine game slate. I want to do a quick recap of yesterday. We had Syndergaard and Smiley do really well. Syndergaard only gave up one run through like 8 innings, I believe. And then Drew Smiley gave up an early grand slam, but ended up striking out 7. Put us in a good spot. As the Blue Jays stack, we had Biggio, Bichette, and Guerrero all go over double digits. Biggio and Bichette both hit a homer. Guerrero was the dinger of the day call. I think he made up for it with a couple base hits as well and double-digit performance. And then the Indians as well. Yasiel Puig, Fran Moraes, and Carlos Santana really brought us some other added low-owned value that was really good to push us into the cash line. So with that being said, looking to carry that momentum over into today. We got a really interesting slate on our hands today. So I'm really interested to dive into this. So without further ado, we got 3 pitchers above 10K. Luis Castillo, Charlie Morton, and Lucas Giolito. Castillo is definitely not on my radar. Morton and Giolito are the 2 top options for me today. Giolito edges this out for me. He had a great bounce-back performance here after getting shelled by the Twins. But I think that the Tigers are so bad that this is going to be a great matchup for Giolito. So I really want to go ahead and lock Giolito in as SP1. At SP2, I want to lock in Jeff Samardzija. I think it's going to be a low-owned play. I want to attack Giants Field anytime I can. It's a very hitter-friendly ballpark. Samardzija's been actually really well in his recent outings. Even pitched a gem at Coors Field. So I really think this is a great spot. And I think it's going to be a low-owned spot going up against Washington, who's usually a powerhouse team. But if we can get 20 points out of Jeff Samardzija here today, I would definitely be pleased. So with that being said, these are going to be my 2 top options today. Usually we pay down for a pitcher, but I think today you have to pay up. It's going to leave you with $3,700 left per player. But we will manipulate that a little bit here. So with that being said, let's jump right into bat stacks here. We got a very chalky Boston slate coming up here today that I think a lot of people are going to gravitate to with Mike Montgomery on the mound, pitching in Fenway. But I'm going to fade Boston completely today. I think that's the way to go. So with that being said, I'm going to jump over to the Cincinnati Reds as my top stack of the night, going up against the Angels, who are going to be pitching a bullpen game. So I really want to lock in a low-price Jesse Winker. I really want to lock in Eugenio Suarez and Joey Votto. I think all of these guys make really, really interesting plays here. I think this is definitely a top stack for me as a pivot from Boston. So before we go ahead and jump into the next stack, I want to put in a low-tier catcher just so we can visualize what we're doing here, and that is going to be taking the one and only Jeff Mathis. Leaves us with 3,900, and I want to jump over to, where are they at? The New York Yankees at Camden Yards. I think it's a way better spot than the Boston Red Sox. I think this is an incredible spot, to be honest. So many low-tier plays here. Aaron Judge is only 4.6K. To me, that is super crazy. That is almost like ridiculous to have him at such a low price. There's a few other guys I'd like to get. It's tough because we don't know the injury news yet, but Mike Tauchman is definitely a top option for me if you can get him in your lineups. It's definitely tight when it comes to who's going to be playing. I think Brett Gardner's a solid value play here today, hitting from the left side of the plate. So with that being said, I think you need at least some Yankee exposure going up against Gabriel Ynoa. So I think that these, at least Aaron Judge and Brett Gardner, are like a must play for me. It's so easy to get these 2 guys into your lineups. I would prefer Gio Urshela, maybe Didi Gregorius, but they're just, they're reaching into the higher up range for me. It's a little tough, but I think it's very manageable to even add another Cincinnati player in here. Heavy on Cincinnati today, if you can't tell. You could definitely go with somebody like Jose Iglesias, who's been hitting very well lately. 3,500 for a second and shortstop is definitely not hard to reach. So with that being said, this is what my lineup's going to look like come lock day. I think Giolito and Samardzija are the top options today. I'm putting in a low-tier catcher at 2K. because it's a must play for this build. Jeff Mathis provides great value. I think he can get a hit and create value, so it shouldn't be an issue at all. And then Cincinnati's going to highlight the top stack for me: Joey Votto, Eugenio Suarez, and Jesse Winker. And then the secondary stack is going to be the New York Yankees. Love Aaron Judge at 4.6K, who's super underpriced. And then we will be low-owned and underpriced Brett Gardner here at 4.3K. So with that being said, you're left at 3,500 for a second and shortstop, which is definitely not hard to find at all. So with that being said, I'm going to make my dinger of the day call here today. It's going to be Eugenio Suarez. I think he hits a homer with ease. Love Eugenio Suarez today. Love this build. So with that being said, appreciate everybody just smashing the video with likes, and appreciate all the subscribes we've been getting lately. So continue to smash that. Head on over to Twitter and follow us on Twitter at FantasyDigest_ so you can stay up to date with all the breakdowns and the Fantasy Football League that's coming up soon. Hope everybody wins some money today and has good luck with this build. This is definitely what I'm going to be playing. So let's win some money together. We'll see you tomorrow for another breakdown on Tuesday on the Daily Fantasy Digest podcast.